start the meeting. So it's 7:15 now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
One benefit of summer was that each day we had more light to read by. One benefit of summer was that each day we had more light to read by. A famous quote by Janet Wells. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I am Vinodkumar Manivannan, the Surgeon at Arms. Welcome you all to the meeting number 456 of Adhari Toastmasters. The mission of a Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to invite our club president to start the meeting. We all know he is a great humorous speaker. He joined a Toastmaster by 2002. Soon on the next year, he got third place in humorous speech contest. Please join me to welcome our president, TT Mohammed Salim. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vinod. The reason I wanted to share with you all is that I had joined 2002, and the very next year they had got an opportunity, not at the club contest because no one was willing to take up at the club level contest. So I directly moved into the area contest. In the area contest, this was the first time. I really don't know that what is a humorous speech, what are the parameters for that, and I was only told that you have to speak between 5 to 7 minutes, and I was placed third out of 6 contestants. That's a good achievement, actually, in my opinion. The reason I'm sharing is that always keep trying. Actually, there's nothing stopping you from trying. So now with this, I call the meeting number 457, I believe, right?
456.
456 meeting call to order. Now, trying, actually, there is always people talk about trying. There's one thing which I would like to share. If you all remember, only if you all remember, on my presidential address for the last meeting, what did I speak about the last meeting? Does anyone remember?
Metamorphosis.
In my metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis?
Changing from one form into another.
Exactly. So last week we were talking about changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? Beautiful butterfly. That is something we were talking about, metamorphosis, which says that from a worm, how it evolves into a butterfly with a lot of wings. But one thing which we didn't discuss last week, or we didn't share last week, was one stage called the pupa stage. How many of you have heard about the pupa stage? There's a wonderful stage. It's called the resting stage, actually. What happens, as a caterpillar, it starts eating a lot of green leaves, and later it transforms or becomes into a cocoon, which is called the pupa stage, wherein it starts changing itself. Now this change, this is what, again, process of metamorphosis. Here the change doesn't happen with action. Here the change happens with silence, actually. Many a times we are very active, we are into action, and we don't look back, actually. We don't look back. Today I was going through a wonderful article wherein in Dehradun, there is a train station wherein they started making road for the track for train in Dehradun. At one point of time, there was a huge cliff wherein the train could not climb the cliff, and they had no other plans to drop the plan. So what they did, the chief engineer came home. He was just sitting, and his wife had come and asked what happened. So he was telling that we cannot climb up, and this project is going to be a failure. The engineer wife said, if you can't climb up, climb down. Then they formed a new methodology wherein the train goes up and it goes back and then takes a rerouting, and they had formed the wonderful Darjeeling toy train, actually. So at times you don't get enlightenment when you are full of action. if you will see people who are, the saints, they're not into action. They are into some sort of a mode wherein the methodology they use is silence. They go into deep devotion, and that's where they attain eternal peace. So similarly, the butterfly, before it forms, it goes through a silent stage wherein it develops itself into a very strong butterfly, which requires a huge wings, and this is where the transformation happens. So keep being in action is not only solution. You can be at times, you can be silent. Why I'm telling you is that I've been through a stage wherein very active and been a silent stage wherein people started misinterpreting. But nevertheless, actually, I needed that silent period. Similarly, in life, there could be a situation wherein you might have to become silent, but don't worry about the society. You get into that cocoon, you can come out very stronger, very brighter, like that of a butterfly. So whenever you're low, don't put yourself into too much of stress, whereas you just close yourself into a small space and start pondering upon it. The pondering should be a positive one and not a negative one. So every time you ponder upon, you become more stronger, more beautiful, and more energetic in your future. So thank you very much. With this, I move on to, we don't have a guest here. We didn't have Toastmaster. We are waiting for DTM Muthukumaran. So meanwhile, we straight away move on to the business session. Before that, can I call upon the grammarian? Do we have a grammarian in the house, actually, Toastmaster Vinod?
Toastmaster Damodaran is interested to take the role.
Okay. Role of the grammarian and the accountant, actually. This
Okay.
gentleman, Damodaran, actually, this year, actually, we are very much blessed to have leaders like Toastmaster Damodaran, Toastmaster Vinod, Toastmaster Yusuf. These are new faces of Adhari, actually. And for me, actually, I've not encountered much with Toastmaster Damodaran last year, but this year I see that he is the flag bearer of Adhari. That's what I could see, and a lot of enthusiasm. And now these days, actually, he's more enthusiastic in absence of Toastmaster Vanmati. And so this, I'm very much blessed that Toastmaster Vanmati is on vacation now, so that we could have full attention of Toastmaster Damodaran into Toastmasters. Thank you very much, sir, for your unwavering support. Now, can I call upon Toastmaster Damodaran to give him the role of grammarian and the accounter, please?
Good evening, DTM Salim, and good evening, everyone. Today, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. Today's word of the day is, excuse me. Can anybody see the screen? It's okay.
Yes, surplus.
So the word of the day is surplus. It is noun as well as adjective. The meaning is an amount that is extra or more than you need. Usage: the club fund is surplus to conduct physical meeting. The surplus food after the function was given to homage. I went for a short trip with my surplus savings. Toastmaster International's website has surplus resources for the benefit of Toastmasters. So I request all the members to use the word surplus on their speeches. And today, as an accounter, I'll be taking note of the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to the filler words, filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and over to President.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Damodaran. We move on to the business session now. To start with the business session, I would like to call upon the Sergeant Arms, Toastmaster Vinod, to give his report, please. Do we have the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting?
Yes, sir, we have.
Okay, can we have the minutes of the meeting read, Toastmaster Yusuf?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yes, please. Toastmaster Yusuf, you can proceed.
Yes, yes.
If you need
Good
some
evening,
time, we can start with the officers. Sorry?
Yes, sir, I can proceed. I just opened the document.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Just for the reminder of members who have not noticed my message in the group, this was the fastest minutes which was circulated in Adhari history, actually. Because normally it takes so much time, but Toastmaster Yusuf actually, immediately after the meeting, he sent me the minutes actually, and I didn't have time to go through it, but nevertheless, I confirmed next day so he could circulate the minutes actually. So this is again one of the enthusiastic and asset of Adhari Toastmasters, Toastmaster Yusuf. Please, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind gesture. Good evening again, all the Toastmaster and distinguished Toastmaster. It's a 450th meeting held on 11th July 2022. Senate Towns TM Vinod started the meeting at 7:09 p.m. He invited all the members with warm introduction. Then he invited President DTM Muhammad Salim to call the meeting to order. There were six members attended the meeting and no guests were present. TM Damodaran proposed the agenda and TM Yusuf seconded the agenda. President shared the story of metamorphosis. The story was change yourself like butterfly. Then he introduced the grammarian and the accountant Toastmaster Sugandhini. She introduced the word of the day, falter. He introduced the grammarian and accountant. Sorry for repeating again. President conducted the business session. In that, he briefed the topic discussed in ExCom meeting. DTM Muhammad Salim insists to conduct the regular meeting without fail. Even less member joining the meeting. It should start at 7 p.m. VPPR, Secretary, Treasurer, and Sergeant Top produced their reports. VPM and VP, they were not attending the meeting. President then invited Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Damodaran. He introduced the theme, well done is better than well said. TMOD introduced the timer, Toastmaster Ramesh, and he explained the time guidelines of the meeting. In the education session, there were one prepared speech. Toastmaster Vinod Kumar has delivered a wonderful speech. His second speech from Pathway Level 1 Project 2, Evaluation and Feedback with speech title, Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs. Table topic session was presented by Toastmaster Yusuf Hassan. There were 4 participants: Toastmaster Ramesh, Toastmaster Sugandhini, Toastmaster Damodaran, and DTM Salim sir. Education session by distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Salim, how to write a speech. Toastmaster Ramesh evaluated the Toastmaster Vinod Kumar speech. General evaluation, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Salim conducted the general evaluation. General evaluation spoke about the meeting theme eloquently. He collected the reports from the timer, grammarian, and accounter. He gave detailed report of the meeting, appreciated the speaker and the role players. TMOD took the control from the general evaluator. Voting session was conducted by Sanjay Toms for the table topic commentator. Club award presented best table topic Toastmaster Sugandhani. DTM Muhammad Salim made a closing remarks. The meeting was adjourned at sharp 9 p.m. Thank you, President, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Yusuf. Is there any additions or deletions to the minutes read? Is there any additions?
So, there is one small correction. Actually,
Yes, please.
Toastmaster Vinod's speech is on innovative planning, and his second speech is to give an effective speech. Let me see. It is on innovative planning. That is it.
Excellent. You mean the module which was from the innovative module, right?
The pathway is
Innovative.
innovative planning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Damodaran. You can make the corrections. Actually, is there any other corrections or amendments? There is none actually. I would like to add one thing actually, which is not mandatory, but we can mention the members, how many members have joined and how many members have apologized. Last meeting, we can find out how many members have attended. We would like to welcome DTM Muthukumaran in the house actually. So we can mention that, for example, today we have 7 members. So last meeting, you can mention how many members have attended the meeting and apologies, received to, so that there is some sense of responsibility from members who wants to, skip the meeting for some emergency work, but they still have the courtesy to call one of the member and inform actually. That we can try. With
Okay,
this,
sure.
actually, can someone propose to approve the minutes of the meeting?
I propose.
Thank you very much. Can somebody second? Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sugandhini, for raising your hand. We move on to the officers report. We start from the secretary, Toastmaster Yusuf. If you have anything to report, please.
No, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Yusuf. Can I call upon Toastmaster Vinod Kumar to give his report, please?
Yes, I have the Srijanatan's properties with me. We have icebreaker ribbon 2 numbers, best speaker ribbons 9 numbers, and best evaluator ribbons 22 numbers.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. We will, as an EXCOM, we will make a list of items which need to be ordered. For your information, the Toastmasters International store is closed. So for the time being, we can think of any other award which we can give during the physical meetings. Now, can I call upon Treasurer Sugandhini to give her report, please?
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. We have available balance 280.333. All the members paid until July 2022 and some members paid until October. And until September, we have to pay 4 BD for the membership payment. After September, we have to pay 7 BD. I request all the members to pay 3-month period. Please avoid paying monthly. So it's easy for us to pay all together to the Toastmaster. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Anthony. There might be a question or there might be a concern that some of the members have paid their membership dues based on 7 BD because we were initially considering of having physical meeting, but due to the membership strength, we have considered to have virtual meeting until the end of August actually. So in this period, during this period, we will not be charging the members the full membership fee of 7 BD. And those who have paid, like DTM Muthukumaran and some of the members who have paid, that excess amount will be adjusted in their future membership payment check. Thank you very much. Now, can I call upon our VP Public Relations Toastmaster Damodaran to give his report, please?
Good evening once again, sir. As we discussed during our meeting, so as a VPPR, my plan is to create newsletter for every 3 months. So in this calendar year, my plan is to make 4 newsletters apart from any other event we are conducting. So I request all the members to give articles for that one. So it is about anything, how you got benefited about Toastmasters or any your personal interest. You can write an article. I will discuss with DTM Salim sir regarding the content, like how many number of words it should be there or any images. So those in details in the next meeting, I will give. Yes, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. One thing is that I remember Toastmaster DTM Muthukumaran once wrote an article on the Nile, his cruise in the Nile River actually, how he met a boatman there and how he went on a boat trip. I think it was, if I'm correct, it was DTM Muthukumaran. So it could be of anything actually. The objective is to enhance your skills as a blog writer or contribute towards the newsletter. So not pertaining to Toastmasters, anybody can contribute. They can write on their favorite subject. We used to have paintings and we used to have a lot of other information also. So, for example, what Toastmaster Anita is experience in Afghanistan. How was a trip to Afghanistan? How was a trip to Germany? Can also be included actually. It's not necessary. It's just to enhance your skills of writing. That was the purpose of it actually. Since Toastmaster Unnikrishnan and Toastmaster Anjana Pramod is not here, I would like to give my report as a president actually, as we had our ExCom meeting and we had formulated our district success, our club success plan. Apart from that, we also met the transition between the outgoing treasurer and the incoming treasurer. We did have a meeting this week, and wherein the financial matters were discussed, and we will try to streamline the finances, and which will really help the members, not to burden the members. That was our objective. So in this context, we have told the committee not to charge the members for 3 months when the virtual meetings are happening. So this is our objective. Nevertheless, we will continue to serve our members. With this, I end the business session. Is there any other matters to be discussed?
Sir, we got some apologies for this today's meeting.
Yeah, please share the apologies.
Sir, Toastmaster Unnikrishnan sir, he sent the apologies. And then Toastmaster Unnikrishnan sir and Toastmaster Ramesh, and then DTM Jaishankar sir, they expressed their apologies.
Thank you. Secretary, please make a point that these are the members who have convey their apologies. At this point, I would like to register the speedy recovery of Toastmaster Unni Krishnan. I believe he is not well. He's currently in US with his son, and I heard he's not keeping well. And I'm sure he will overcome, and he'll be, fit by the next meeting. So thank you very much. Now I move on to the education session, which is the most important session of Toastmasters. So to conduct this meeting, actually, I have an energetic, enthusiastic. You're smiling actually. This person actually, when I met him for the first time in one of the physical meeting, I thought he's a bit serious person. But yes, he is serious. But at the same time, he's a very energetic person who always tries to give his best. When we thought about this meeting and asked for the volunteers, so he opted to be the master of ceremonies. In this, actually, there was a lot of ups and downs in terms of having a joint meeting, a physical meeting, but he didn't deter. He used to send me messages, "Hello, sir. How are you, sir?" So every time he sends a message, I know he's not going to, you know, keep quiet actually, because he has been following up with me, and in turn I had to follow up with Toastmaster Uni, Toastmaster Damodaran, and that's the reason we are having a meeting today. Yes, the strength is very less, 7 members, but as we discussed earlier, we will continue to strive to have meetings actually. And today's meeting is possible because of two people actually, which I really want to mention. One is Toastmaster Damodaran, and the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinod. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Vinod to conduct the meeting today.
Thank you, sir. Once again, good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters. I welcome you all for the meeting number 456. Harvey Mack says, time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. You can't lost it. You can never get it back. The most important person in a meeting is the timer, who will record the time taken during each session. Now, I would like to introduce today's timer, who is working in Bana Gas. His hobbies are watching classic movies and recommending to us. I welcome Toastmaster Damu as a timer of today's meeting. Toastmaster Damu, please explain the timing criteria for the meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters of the day. Good evening, everyone. Today, as a timer, I'll time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which I'll change my background. Select green, yellow, and red. So for the prepared speech session, today we have one speaker, and hold on, excuse me. Today we have one prepared speech speaker, and his time criteria is 18 to 22 minutes. And for the table topics, it is 1 to 2 minutes. And then for the evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes. For all these speeches, 30 seconds grace time will be given. For example, table topics, if the speaker reaches 1 minute, so I'll change my background to green on first minute, and 1 minute 30 seconds I'll change into yellow, and then 2 minutes I'll change the background to red, and it will keep on continuing. So when a speaker speaks, before speaking, please pin the timer so that you can know your time limits. And in case of any glitches in this screen, so I'll be manually showing the cards for the minimum time and the time in between yellow color. And then once he reaches the maximum, so it will be, this red card will be shown. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Damu, for the detailed explanation for the timing criteria. Fish has good source of protein, rich in minerals, but no fat. Why? Because it swims always. Please give me a laugh. This was the intro I prepared for the joke session. I promise Toastmaster Sugandhini can crack better jokes. Toastmaster Sugandhini is interested in cooking, reading novels. She likes to make others happy, and she strongly believes that everything will happen at right time. Over to you, Toastmaster Sugandhini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster once again. I am the joke master for today's evening. Hope I will make you laugh. Friends talking randomly in classroom. Someone telling that I have finally lost my mind. And everyone smiled and told him, don't worry. If we found, we will return it immediately because it wasn't work properly. A student was sleeping in the classroom. Teacher asked him, why are you sleeping while I am teaching? He replied that I can't even sleep in the night because I awake in someone's dream. So if everyone could stop dreaming about me, that will be great. What kind of joke do funny chickens have? Anybody have any idea? Comedy hens, because comedy hens. Teacher asked student, why is your paper blank? He replied, sometimes silence is the best answer. After the English exam, how was the paper? Question number 5 confused me. What was the question? The teacher asked. Question number 5 wanted the past tense of think. I thought, and end up with writing pinked. Most of us, maybe in our small ages, we did like this. Angry man talking to his own art. Dear heart, please stop getting emotional. Your job is only pumping blood into your heart. A 13-year-old decided to share the good news with his parents. My cell phone provider thinks that I am an amazing customer. How do you know that? Her father asked. He replied, because they told me I have an outstanding balance. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sugandhini, for the surplus joke session. I personally enjoyed. Now we will move on to the core part of the meeting, which is education session. Today we have one speech. The speaker is going to deliver his speech for Pathway Presentation Mastery, Level 5, Write and Present an 18 to 22 minutes keynote style speech. Before introduced to our speaker, I would like to introduce his speech evaluator, a passionate Toastmaster willing to help other budding Toastmaster to learn and improve. Evaluator, DTM Muthukumaran. Can you please explain the speak objective of our speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vinod. Today, Toastmaster Yusuf is attempting prepare to speak professionally. A project from this manual. The purpose of this project is to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. The overview, write and present an 18 to 22 minute keynote style speech. Exemplify the point of view or message you would convey as a professional level speaker. You may choose to use visual aids if they fit your speech and your style. Your speech may be humorous, informational, or any style that appeals to you and supports your speech content. If you receive advance approval from the VP Education, you may present your speech to a non-Toastmaster group. This project includes speech outline worksheet, an 18 to 22 minute keynote style speech. Hope Toastmaster Yusuf has the speech outline worksheet completed and he is ready to do the 18 to 22 minute keynote style speech. All the best, Toastmaster Yusuf. Back to you, TMOD Vinod.
Thank you, sir, for the detailed explanation. When it's summer, school closes for annual break. Kids like to go for a grandparents' house. Adults wish to go for a Goa trip. Parents like to have a beachside picnic. Due to a lot of constraints, unfortunately, the said vacation plan is not able to execute and end up with stress. Nowadays, I am stressed term become a predominant than I'm good. We have a seasoned Toastmaster. 9 years back, while he joined in a company for system administrator, he signed a contract as 24/7 support. He dedicated the same with our club also. Adhari's past VPPR, current secretary, please join me to welcome Toastmaster Yusuf to deliver the speech. His speech title is, Are You Stressed? Congratulations and best wishes, Toastmaster Yusuf. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinod. Good evening once again, my dear fellow Toastmaster and distinguished Toastmaster. It's not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. The quote by Loy holds. Are you stressed? This is my speech title. Why I choose this title? Because the last summer, I can say July or August, if I roll back to or I turn back to my summer diaries, it was very painful. I was so much stressed. That's why I choose stress. Stress is an emotion. It's very frustrated emotion. It's make us angry. It make us suffer. It will put in a difficult situation. I would like to ask a question to my fellow Toastmaster. Have you ever faced stressful situation and how you manage it? I would like to hear from you, few of people with short and sweet. Can anyone share with?
I'm
Yeah.
feeling
Any person has, I think, has always got 100 answers to this. I think Toastmaster Damodaran is smiling.
I would like to hear from you. Maybe you can say, like, how you overcome that stress, or what methodology you follow to overcome the stress.
See, when you have a stressful situation, just 1 second. Sorry, I'm connected on 2 devices because my laptop goes, it's echoing on the phone. So when you have a stressful situation, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The only way to escape from it is to understand, analyze, and then break down the reasons for your stress. Sorry, I think it's my laptop is gone. So basically, you need to analyze and address this issue step by step. There is no, you can't get an immediate solution for all the problems you face. But understand that if you don't address the stress, it's ultimately you are the one who suffers, right? None in the world. So you need to address for your own benefit, benefit of your friends, benefit of your family, benefit of your office. If it allow it to continue without addressing the core issues, when it piles up, you get into all sort of illness, mental as well as physical. So if you don't know how to handle stress, it's not good for you. So I would say, if it's a question of stress, identify the reasons for stress, talk to your friends and relatives, try to find solutions for those specific problems and go ahead with the life. That's I would recommend.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful and beautiful explanation and how to overcome the stress. Anyone wants to add up? here or can I continue? Thank you. Thank you. We can damage our todays by worrying about tomorrow. That is stress. When I turn back to last year, I was working in a company where I had lots of opportunities, where I had worked more than 8 years, and I had full of hope. Okay, I'm growing, I'm growing, I'm growing. During the summer, I have received an email from my management. We are going to close down our company. The big shot on my head and my heart, which makes me down. Because I trust, I dedicated myself to grow myself as a position where I have to reach. This is like while I'm climbing the steps, when I try to reach the 99th step, someone says, this is not the way, you just go down and pull from other steps. This is my first stress I got from last summer diary. Then I got more stress. My family was here. I tried to find a solution, and that was the COVID time. As you all aware, the COVID time, very difficult to get the job in Bahrain. Since it's a small island, it's very difficult to find a job. Whole world facing the pandemic situation, and everyone was suffering. Everyone was closing down their company. Not everyone, some of them are closing down their company, some of them are losing the job. I was stressed. Then after 1 month, I didn't find any job. I had a situation to send my family to India. The second stress I faced. I was alone at my home. And then when my family left from Bahrain, within 1 week, I got the positive news from the Ministry of Health. Yusuf, you got COVID positive. That stress. They told me to sit at home, don't come out of the home. They put me the band here like a jail. I was inside the home for 14 days. I know how many of you, I wish nobody should not face this situation, but I face the situation. Many people face the situation. But here I'm going to share how I was stressed in that day, those days. The 14 days like a hell. I lost the job. My family left. No one is there in my home. God grace, I got a good friend and a good neighbor next to my flat. They helped me a lot, which gave me the confidence because God didn't leave me alone. Your neighbors are there. They are ready to help you. They provided me the food and they helped me with the medicine, and I got a confidence. Okay, I'm going to recover. So wherever daily I used to involve in my any activity, I will call India, or I will call my friends, I will call my manager, or I will call somebody. If I sit alone, if I didn't talk to anyone, my mind overthinking about the future, my mind overthinking about the health, my mind overthinking about the job. I had a COVID. I have the stress. Immediately, I am pretending that I am getting the choke here. I am pretending I have the breathing problem. I couldn't find it whether it's because of the COVID or stress. You won't believe, my dear fellow Toastmaster. One day midnight, I wouldn't get sleep properly. So what happens? I got scared. I don't know what to do. Everyone was sleeping. I have nobody to call. I was walking on my hall. I am taking deep breath and I was praying. The 14 days I faced too much stress, too much difficult situation. I prayed God, please don't this type of situation to anyone. After 14 days, when I look at outside, I took a deep breath. I got relaxed. I got relaxed. When they remove my band, I got relaxed. I can breathe. I felt like I have wings to go out. So which make me stress? COVID, relieved. I recovered, God grace. Then I came out. I met my friends. I relieved from the stress. After 1 month, I got a job. That stress also gone. Our DTM, Muthukumar sir said well, if you are in such a situation, it will take some time to recover. If you know that, you won't struggle on that time. I know that, okay, COVID is a small disease. I will come out on within 14 days. I know that, but still my mind is thinking, I have a health issue. I don't have a job. My family left. Why? That's why I said we can damage tomorrow by worrying. We can damage today worrying about tomorrow. When I was studying 12th standard, I had a chance to attend one motivational speech. The speaker talked about the pain. She hold the glass like this. She raised the question to the student and she asked, if I carry this water with me more than 15 minutes, what will happen? Then everyone said, yeah, you feel the pain in your hand. Okay. After 15 minutes, if I put down this glass to the table, what will happen? Your hand will feel the relax. So this is the way you handle the problems. When you hold back the problem, it will stress you. When you relieve it, you can manage it. So this is my personal experience. I was faced in the last summer, but this summer I'm talking in front of you people with positive energy. Who had a chance? Who has given the chance? Toastmaster. And I would like to mention here, during that pandemic time, Toastmaster Pramod, Toastmaster Anita, they were contacting me to attend the meeting. I didn't attend because my concentration full on to get the job. I want to get rid of from the stress. After 1 year, I got relief from the stress and other problems. I got a message from, again, after 1 year, I got a message from Toastmaster Pramod. He invited me to attend the meeting. 2 times I denied and I went to vacation. Then when I turned back, I thought to join Toastmaster. You know why? Because after office hours, if I sit at room, again I'm going back to that summer diary. This is the main reason I joined Toastmaster. At least 2 days, at least twice, 2 days, I can meet different people. I can explore more knowledge. I can explore more humorous speeches. That's why I rejoined the Toastmaster. I want to engage myself in something. During that 14 days, I realized that when you engage yourself in something, you won't feel stress or any difficult situation, nothing, because you are concentrating. During that stressful days, I went to consult a doctor. Doctor, I am having pain here. I'm having pain here. I cannot breathe properly. He checked, he took ECG, he took blood test, he took what are the tests he wants to take it. Totally 3 doctor I consulted because of this my nerve pain. Then finally I went to one doctor. He's a psychologist. He said, Yusuf, all the reports are fine. You don't have any problem. He raised me the question, are you stressed? He raised the question to me, your reports are fine. Are you stressed with something? Do you have the proper sleep? Are you overthinking? Just get rid of from that, your pain will go away. You go to gym. If you want to hear the song, you hear the song. You want to eat a food, you go and eat a food. You want to meet a people, you go and meet a people. That way he advised. Then I thought that, okay, myself, I'm overthinking inside the room or when I am alone. I have to engage with people for some time. The impact which happened in COVID-19. This is my personal experience, my dear fellow Toastmaster. This was my last summer diaries, where I had the surplus stress. Now I would like to get into the common stress. I would like to share my screen. I will show you some slides. Toastmaster, who is the host? Host is disable the participant screen sharing.
Okay.
Can you allow me to?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can.
Thank you, Toastmaster Damodaran.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Here I would like to share some common details about the stress. What is stress? As I said, stress is a body reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. Many people have stress in different environment, different types. So I would like to highlight here some common stress, which is time stress, anticipatory stress, situational stress, and encounter stress. We will see one by one. Time stress. So to be honest, today I face this issue. When we don't have time to finish the task, because I want to join the call at 7 p.m. I stuck at RIFA, I stuck at traffic. I have to deliver the speech because I don't have any time to have a breath. The same way, so many people are facing the time management issue. So for this, there are many time management techniques is there. Like people are saying, we have to wake up at early morning and we have to go for bed early. If we follow this habit for 21 days, this will become a habit, the time management. And anticipatory stress. Anticipatory stress describes stress that you experience concerning the future. I mentioned the quotes 2 times. We are worrying about tomorrow and we are wasting our todays because we have more expectation. Not only with us, we are putting more expectation on our children also. If our children not studying properly, what we are doing? If our children not getting the first rank, if we took the maybe third place or fourth place, we are not encouraging. We are encouraging, but maximum what we are doing? We are shouting at them, you should, next time you should come first rank. So we are taking the stress. We are forcefully ask them to take a stress. And I would like to add one more point here. Situational stress. Situational stress which make us scary. For example, if we have a too much load with the time or the work, I can say for example, if we met an accident in the road, first we become scary. We don't know what to do, and we are stuck. Our mind won't think what to do. But if we are keep calm, if we keep calm and if we have the patience, we can manage that encounter stress, anticipatory stress. This is what I explain. Encounter stress revolve around people. You experience the encounter stress when you worry about interacting with certain person or group of people. I would like to move forward with the health issues. I already told you what are the health issues I faced. I don't know whether it's a pretend or it's really happened, but it's happened. Stress, anxiety, nervousness, anger, worry. How many of you shout out your children when you left from the office and while you are entering at home? Including me, I can raise my hand. Because when our children, they are excited to see the father, but when we are under stress, oh, just leave me alone for some time. Don't come now, go away. How many of them faced? These all because of stress. That's why people used to say, what are the stress you are facing at office? While you're leaving from office, you leave it there. While you're entering at home, you feel fresh. You're looking at your wife when you're looking at your children. Actually, the honest truth is they are the stress buster. When you look at it, when you are in stress, when you look at your children, when you look at your infant baby, your stress will go away. So how to overcome the stress? There are many points is there. Maybe you are following many points, method. So here some of the common methodology I point out. To keep positive attitude, accept the situation where you cannot control, exercise regularly, hear the music. If you have any hobby, we can do that. Stress is a small challenge we will overcome with our positive actions. Kill the stress with positive attitude. Make possible. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Even I heard some of my friends used to say, I'm losing my hair due to stress. And some says, I'm stressed, that's why I'm losing hair. Losing hair due to stress, because of stress, losing hair. So nowadays, as I said before, stress become the very predominant term. Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph, for the stress relieving speech. While summer comes, thirsty arise. Everyone says take plenty of water. Some suggest 3 liters, some say 5 liters, few go with 4 liters. but it is easy to calculate the amount of water to be consumed. It is a simple ratio. 20 kg is 1 liter, which means if you are 20 kg, take 1 liter of water. 40 kg person, 2 liter. 60 and 80 kg people, 3 liter and 4 liters accordingly. With this appropriate quantity of water, take properly to fight with dehydration. Next to water, I am honored to intro our favorite foodie. For everyone, that's Thursday. For him, it's a vegetarian day. He waits till 9:30 p.m., where the Indian clock hits 12 a.m. to proceed with non-veg food. Let me invite Kalandrian Toastmaster Damu to conduct the table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster Damu.
Thank you, Gravitarian Toastmaster Vinod, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening once again. Today, my next role is to do this table topic session. The purpose of table topics is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. Now I'll introduce the topic, and if there is any volunteering, you can volunteer, or I'll choose the speaker. The time limit is 2 minutes. And can anybody handle timer role for this session?
Yes, I will handle.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. So let's go to the topics. So now I'll directly call the person and then ask the topic. I changed the plan. Toastmaster Sugantini. Toastmaster Sugantini, your topic is, for this summer, ice cream or juice, which one is your choice? Ice cream or juice, which one is your choice? Toastmaster Sugantini.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. For the current situation, I will not choose both because I am planning to lose my weight because the doctor advised. Past 5 years or 3 to 4 years, I stopped juices and ice cream because I had a cold. Even if I go in the AC or if I drink anything cold, I will get immediately flu. Earlier, I used to go work in Sri Lanka. In every week, one day I will take leave. So if I go in the morning, I cough. So our boss is very kind. He tell, okay, no problem, you can go. So if you gave it to me now, I will not choose the both. Some people have that kind of habit. And also for me, for the summer, we don't need to choose ice cream or juices. If you drink water, it's enough. If you ask me, I will go for this. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sugantini. Now, so how do you want that? Let me call the person and tell the topic, or let me announce the topic?
Better you choose a person because you.
Okay. I would like to call DTM Salim for the next topic. DTM Salim, sir.
Yes, please.
Your topic is, suggest a simple diet plan for the summer. Suggest a simple diet plan for the summer. DTM Salim, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Damodaran, for choosing a person who doesn't believe in diet. So this is something which we really need to address in terms of summer, actually, because now that government of Bahrain has implemented the summer ban, wherein laborers are not allowed to work between 12 and 4. So because we have seen a lot of accidents happening during this time. In particular, summer is the time wherein we need to really keep us refreshed, because this is where we get to drain out because of the heat actually. So in this process, we really need to keep drinking more of water actually, because as Toastmaster Sugandhari mentioned, you don't need any other drinks. We can have much of water. Plain water is much helpful. Apart from that, we need to avoid food which cause heat, particularly some dishes which really create heat. Rather, we need to go in for some fresh vegetables and some vegetables which keep you hydrated throughout. In this process, actually, we need to really see what is best suiting for us, because in Bahrain, actually, there's not much of when you call about heat, it's not the same what we experience in India, because here most of the times we are in the air conditioned hall, air conditioned room, so we don't experience it. So here it doesn't really matter, but still it is better to have the proper diet plan and stay healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DTM Salim sir, for the wonderful speech about this topic. Now, I would like to call DTM Muthukumaran sir for the next topic. Sir, your topic is this summer too hot? Is this summer too hot? DTM Muthukumaran sir.
Tabletop master, fellow Toastmasters, summers are always hot. When you say too hot, it's a relative way of perceiving the heat. For example, in Bahrain, when we say 42 degrees, we say it's too hot. My daughter lives in Boston and she says, Dad, 35 degrees is too hot. My friend lives in Kuwait. He says, oh, it is just 50 degrees. It's not too bad. Okay. Summer in different countries is perceived in different ways. Let's come back to Bahrain, where we all live. In my view, it is not too hot. Why? When we go out in the evening for a walk, you may sweat, but it doesn't burn you. In the US or North America, the summer is the sun is till 9 o'clock in the night. Here, mercifully, it goes down at 6:30. Even when I go play my tennis on Friday morning, till 7 o'clock, it was quite comfortable actually. Yesterday night, I went to play my tennis. It was warm, but it was not hot. So as long as you understand the difference between hot and warm, you will find that the present summer of 2022 is not bad. I would say we are blessed to stay in this island. The weather is much better. I just came back from Chennai. I think Chennai is hotter than, rather, apologies, I should not use the word hotter, I should warmer than Bahrain. And it's far more nuisance to live in Chennai than in Bahrain. So coming to conclude that this summer in Bahrain, I would say is pleasant. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, DTM Muthukumaran sir. So with that, I'll conclude this table topic session and I'll hand over to TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Damu and participants for the enjoyable session. According to the astrological studies, Sun is about 93 miles away from the Earth. How long would it take to get the Sun from Earth? If we were launching an imaginary spacecraft from Earth that would travel around 250,000 kilometers per hour continuously, it will reach Sun in 25 minutes. But if you ask me, just go to our apartment terrace, you will reach in less than a minute. In a Toastmaster club, every session we learn something, and this is surplus and specific for that. Let me invite DTM Mohammed Salim to deliver the workshop titled Let's Craft a Speech. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for the warm introduction. Now, today, actually, when Toastmaster Damodaran mentioned that we'll have a series of speech preparation, actually, that's what was in our mind, actually, that we should start preparing speeches in terms of making our members for the contest. That's our primary objective. In this context, we did have a presentation last week on having a winning attitude to the speech contest with certain slides on how to prepare a speech and what are the characters we need to have within the speech and how do we have the speech within 7 minutes. Today we are going to put that into action. Now, when you talk about action, it's not that I'm going to talk about writing a speech. I'll be giving a set of parameters wherein you will be helping me to write a speech. Actually, that's the objective of today. Since we are already on time, I wouldn't take much of time. Maybe 10-15 minutes. We will try to write a speech. Actually, before that, I would like to ask you all that how should be a speech? What should be the speech all about? Actually, can anybody share with me? Yes, dear. Toastmaster Yusuf.
It should be informative and which make changes in others' life or the professional life.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf. Actually, you cover two subjects. Actually, one is informative speech and another is inspiring speech. Actually, there are many types of speeches. When we talk about inspiring speeches, informative speeches, educational speech, but what you mentioned is very valid. Actually, is to inform and to inspire others. That's our objective in writing a speech. Apart from that, you need to know basically who are your audience. Actually, without knowing an audience, there's no point in preparing a speech. You need to know what type of audience you need to speak. Because what happened a couple of months back, I was called for a workshop to deliver a speech, and I had prepared a speech, a very motivational speech for youngsters. Because assuming that children were between 12 to 18 years. That's the normal age group which I'm a little bit comfortable with. Whereas when I went there, I found children starting from 4 years to 8 years, which I was not expecting. So when I went into the room, I saw children not paying attention. They were very playful. They were very joyful. And I really don't want to spoil their time talking about a motivational speech, which is not pertaining to their age group. In this context, what I had to do is I had to really change my speech pertaining to that particular age group. Similarly, when you do a speech, it should be, you need to understand what type of mindset the audience are actually. Let me give you one more example since Toastmaster JT Muthukumaran has touched about Chennai actually. I remember giving a speech in the Toastmasters Club, Adhari Toastmasters. When I had joined, it was seventh project actually. It was the seventh project, research your subject, wherein I need to research a subject that what water scarcity we go through, and ways how to overcome water scarcity. And I gave examples of my friend who lives in Rayapeta and how early in the morning they used to run with their plastic pots to collect the water. And that was very relevant to the audience of Adhari because most of them were from the subcontinent, particularly from Tamil Nadu, and it was very much relevant to them. And the speech was very, entertaining for most of the audience. and I was called to deliver the speech in Alba Toastmasters Club. And when I went to Alba Toastmasters Club, it was all Bahrainis actually. And for them, there is nothing called water scarcity. They have never experienced water scarcity. We all agree, right? In Bahrain, we hardly have a shortage of water. Even if you have shortage of water, all you need to do is sometimes, the pump fails or somewhere, but you will have water 24/7. You don't need to run behind the lorry to collect the water. So there, my speech miserably failed actually. So when you're doing a speech, you need to understand who are your audience actually. Because this year actually, I had failed as a coach when one of the member actually whom I was mentoring, uh, was a very clear champion speaker. But I was little bit, upset with the judgment when she was not placed. The reason behind is that the judges, the chief judges mostly were, or all of them were from Saudi Arabia actually, and a very conservative society wherein a very unorthodox speech, really failed. So when you are preparing a speech, it's very difficult to cater all types of audience, but there are chances that the speech might, get into the trouble actually. So when you prepare a speech, you look into all the parameters. Who are your audience? What age group are you speaking with? And these are the parameters you need to look in when you prepare a speech. So before getting into all the speeches which we prepare might not be applicable for all the audience. So you need to choose speeches pertaining to audience. Since in Toastmasters we have a standard set of speeches, which is normally accepted actually. So generally accepted, but certain times it fails. Now you need to develop a speech. To develop a speech, you need to develop an outline of a speech. How are you going to organize a speech? That's the most important thing. It's like preparing a biryani or soup actually, for that matter. Most of us, know the preparation method. Okay, unless and until some people say that Shah Jahan wife Mumtaz, who invented biryani, on a random, she put all the vegetables and the rice, everything, and she cooked at one go. I think that would have been a khichdi, not a proper biryani actually. If you really want to follow the steps of biryani, you need to follow the methodology on how to prepare it actually. So similarly, in a speech, you need to have an proper structuring, which is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. These are the three things you need to understand. There is an introduction towards speech, there's a body and a conclusion. In the introduction, in a 7-minute speech, can take maximum of 30 seconds, or if you can go up to a minute actually, not more than that. For me, actually, introduction is a very key, wherein you are going to tell the audience that what are you going to tell in this 30 seconds to 1 minute speech. It's a very short statement or a sentence wherein you need to make it to the audience, maybe a question. So these things has to be very crisp actually to grab the attention of the audience. You might ask me, why should they grab the attention? So the reason is that now that we are moving from virtual to physical actually, the tendency of the judges or the participants is not glued to the speaker, because there's a speaker before when we go on stage, there's a speaker before that actually. Maybe that speech was not impressive. So for them, for you to attract them to your speech, you need to have a powerful opening. Which is a very important thing, is that you start with a powerful opening for the audience and the judges to get glued to you, to your speech. That's the most important thing. Introduction plays. Now you might say, okay, what happens next actually? As I told you last meeting, is that you need to keep the audience entertained. It's not necessary that you need to be a humorous speaker. You need to keep them entertained for the next 3 to 4 minutes actually. That's the most important thing. For that, your speech should be like a roller coaster ride with lot of information. Information in the sense you have to divide your body of the speech into three main points: one story, two story, and three story. For example, if you really look at the speech delivered by 2014 world champion of public speaking, if I'm correct, it was held in Malaysia, Toastmaster Dhananjaya Hettiarachchi. His speech actually had a very powerful opening. That's one speech, I really take it as a guideline for any speaker who wants to develop a speech. So he comes on the stage with the rose and he says that everyone is unique in the world, and he starts removing the petals and he puts in a dustbin, wherein he starts his speech that first he speaks about, if you want, you can go back and write down and go back and check. First of all, he speaks about his parents, how cool his dad was, how his mother was. Then next, he spoke about a gentleman who introduced him into Toastmasters. The third thing, wherein he speaks about his wife. So these three had a unique, distinct in this one. Each stage when he's talking, it was unique and distinct. But the tagline was that I see something. Okay, that was the tagline. So whenever he says that I see something, audience have that tagline, and that is the anchor point for the speech. So he uses that in several occasions to keep the audience. So audience started guessing at one point of time that when is he going to use the tagline? I see something. So that was very interesting. And from 4.5 minutes to 5.5 minutes, he went on. That's a place wherein you don't need to worry much at all. But starting from 5.5 minutes to 6.5 minutes is a very crucial moment wherein you bring in strong, convincing conclusion. Before that, it's a climax. So there's a climax wherein you bring back the audience and then you deliver a conclusion. This is your structure of 6.5 to 7 minutes. And I wouldn't recommend you to go beyond 7 minutes. The worst thing could happen is that you get disqualified for being overtime. So 7 minutes is the ideal time. So this is the structure. Now, conclusion is the place wherein you try to rephrase, summarize, and you bring it to the concise to all the speech actually. So this is an outline which we really need to follow. Now, as I told last week, actually, it's not easy for you to get in ideas. So what I would recommend is that whenever you think of a subject, not one subject, at least 2 to 3 subjects, you can take down these 3 subjects and make a template out of it. So whatever points comes for your first subject, add points to that. Second subject, you add points. Third subject, you add points. It all takes over 6 months to a year. It's not that you can develop a speech within a week's time and say that I'm ready for my contest actually, because that's not the case. Because champion speakers, sow the seed and nurture it for a year, and then they enjoy the fruit. So if you really want to start with a speech contest, start today, or by tomorrow you can start working on your speech. At least have 2 to 3 subjects, start putting points into that speech. Now, out of this, whichever you find that, okay, this is shaping good, you choose that subject, then you can reach out to a mentor or a coach who can really help you in preparing that speech. So a good speech, seasoned speech, takes almost 6 to 1 year to get a proper speech. Now, let's try today's, as I told you, that let's craft a speech actually. So can I have any one speech subject which I've not prepared anything? I want the audience to suggest one speech subject. Give me one speech subject, please. Any speech subject. Each one of you will give, then we will randomly choose one of the subject and we will try to craft the speech on it. Give me one subject, please.
Stress management.
Thank you very much. I was expecting that to come from Toastmaster Yusuf actually, and based on his experience. Yes, please. Any other speech subject?
Book summary.
Sorry,
Any book summary.
book summary. Okay, very good.
The
I'll go for one more.
the importance of sleeping, the sleeping hours, especially.
Oh, thank you very much. I think you have been seeing me looking tired. Maybe that's the reason you are suggesting this. Nevertheless, can we have one more subject? Sugandhini?
Yeah. Phases of the human.
Sorry, ma'am?
Phases of the human.
You mean faces of human?
Yeah.
I can't see your face actually. Okay, I think Toastmaster DTM Muthukumaran suggested stress management and Toastmaster Yusuf has spoken about stress management. I think this is something we have already covered today actually, so I don't want to repeat that. So Toastmaster Damodaran has mentioned about sleep. So we can really ponder upon that subject actually. It requires extensive research actually, whereas Toastmaster Vinod mentioned about the books. One book which really made an impact in your life, we can really ponder upon. But what really I like is Toastmaster Sugandhani's subject actually. What is the subject now, Toastmaster Sugandhani?
Phases of the human.
Okay, so this is something which I really like the topic actually because every person has a mask in his face. Actually. I'm not talking about the medical mask. I'm talking about the mask which people wear. Okay, so it depends upon person to person. Depends upon society to society. Toastmaster Sugandhani, since we are selecting a topic of this nature, what is the purpose of you choosing this subject actually? Is there any personal impact which happened in your life which you really wanted to share here?
No, sir. I just saw some books, so I just wanted
Randomly
to.
chose this subject actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have been, to be very honest, actually, I've been pondering upon this topic for a quite long time. There are two things which I really thought about is people wear mask. They wear mask is not the medical mask, whereas the mask depending upon people. Because what happens is that when you interact in your life, there are many things happening with people when you see that they are different in different situations. So there have been experience, a lot of bitter experience or good experiences. This is something to relate with a judgmental factor also. A judgmental factor that we look at a person, we think that this person is not right or this person is right. There is a judgmental factor also goes beyond the mask. So let's give a opening introduction. What is that you wanted to talk about different faces of people? Any introduction you want to see?
We can start with the emotions.
Excellent. If you ask me actually as an coach, what I would do is that relating to the mask factor, actually, I would come out on the stage with wearing a mask. Actually, I would be standing on the stage and I would take out the mask. Actually, this is okay. Not this mask. It's not necessary. I will just throw it. I will say that, but people still wear masks in their day-to-day life. Is it okay, or anyone has a different opening to it? So this is where you attract the audience. You come to the stage with wearing a medical mask. You come there, you remove the mask and tell the audience that this is no longer required in this situation because we have overcome pandemic. Throw it and say that, but people still continue to wear the mask. Because I remember one of the speech Muthukumar would be watching. Actually, I brought a box into the speech actually, and I told them, my mentor told me to look outside the box, but my life changed when I started thinking inside the box. People are puzzled. What is he talking about? Then I said, inside the box, is my friend who is no longer alive. He is dead. So people will talk like, oh, what is he talking about? You got the point. So this is how you need to really grab the attention of the audience. Just imagine if Yusuf or somebody can write it down. The opening is that coming onto the stage, standing over there, taking out the mask and throwing it in the bin. Okay. Now this is the opening. Okay, we have visualized the opening. We have told that people wear masks. Now, give me one incident, could be a very personal incident wherein you have trusted somebody, you have seen people, but your judgment about the person went wrong. Actually, it could be personal or it could be from other person. I just want you to share with me. We have an opening, right? We have structured an opening now. We need a statement or a experience where this person could really, could have been better. Any experience for that matter.
I don't have like that, sir. But before, I will tell about you, because before I saw you, everybody talking about your name, so and your position, your career in Toastmasters. So I thought you are little bit aggressive, or you are not attaching with people like this. But after I come to know about you, like that, this is different. So when I I
Is it a
didn't see a,
positive? Is it a positive note or is it? Sorry,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, please.
positive. I'm telling about positive because before I saw you, when I heard from people, not about people, when they are as my knowledge, if somebody having too much knowledge, they will not share, and they will keep everything like that, and they will have a proud like that. So I thought like that of you. But when I come to know about you, it's a different face of you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very overwhelming. But any other incident which you want to share? Any other Toastmaster, please, wherein you have experienced where?
Sir, I would like to share something, but I'm not sure I can share this in the meeting. It is with respect to you. It is the how the perspective changes during that physical meeting in Kanu Garden. So after completing the meeting, once the meeting end, after the dinner, so I saw you taking this water bottle pack and then getting down. Then I thought that so we bought it for the club, and then sir is taking. I was very much confused how a person can take this one which we bought for the club, we can use for that one. Then later I saw you there. You are keeping that water bottle in Toastmaster Pramod's car. So then I got shamed that how I can think such a great the founder of the club can do like that. So it was really moving for me, sir.
Thank you very much. Actually, I didn't know. I didn't think about it. I think this is where the perspective actually. See, every time we have a perspective, but in real life, actually, we do have we have seen people, very nice, but whereas it when it comes to real life, they don't put that thing. Actually, they wear mask. So, Didier Muthukumaran, would you like to share some thoughts, sir?
Yeah. There is something called the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, when you say, when you look at a person, you think, for example, well, I'll take this example of what Damodaran said. He thought very different that why should Salim carry a water bottle? Okay. Now, eye of the beholder concept says that, that he might have seen somebody else doing this earlier somewhere else. Okay. And they took it for their puzzle game. So what happens is he has set of notions framed in his mind when he sees this water bottle being taken away. So when he looked at this situation from his perspective, he thought you are taking this water bottle for your personal use. So what happens is, in many cases, when you look at people, you think they're wearing masks. In fact, they may not be even wearing the mask. So in a very different way to approach this issue is that when I look at you, probably I am looking at you or your action based on a preconceived set of template or no. Then I think you are wearing a mask. Probably you are at your natural way of behavior, right? But this is where the problem comes. That is almost either you are wearing a mask or I perceive you are wearing a mask. In a psychological term, this could be a very tricky situation. Just my thought.
Thank you, sir. So here we have seen actually wherein it's a we have seen. I couldn't conclude as a speech actually, but surely I'll work out as a speech and I will be sending it to you. But I need more inputs actually. What Toastmaster Vinod wants to share within these parameters. I wouldn't take much time. Another 5 more minutes, then we'll go for the evaluation and quickly wrap the meeting. Toastmaster Vinod, what is your perspective on this subject? Actually, people have different faces. They
Yeah.
could be taken into two contexts actually. Different faces in PHASES, different faces or face in terms of what Toastmaster Sugandri mentioned is about the face actually. People have different faces actually.
Yes, sir. Actually, everyone plays their role. That's it. Everyone is having different face, but everyone is playing their role with respect to the circumstance.
Okay. So Toastmaster Yusuf, you have anything to share there?
Yes, sir. Actually, it might happen in any relationship, especially with some friendship, not all the friends. Actually, we are trusting. For example, if we are in the relationship like friends or family members, we are trusting them. We are believing them. That's why we are sharing all our personal related. Even, for example, if I take the childhood memory or a childhood friend or a college friend, so even the confidential things we would share to them. This is what happened. But where the same people become, if any problem happen between them, any problem or any misunderstanding happening. So some people, they talk about their personal thing, whichever we shared confidentially to them, they are pointing out that particular point and they are saying, oh, this guy I know, this guy is doing it this way. I know this guy. So what happens? So we are completely heartbroken when we were testing them. So they are, what do you say? They are
people have been wearing masks.
Mask. So
that is the original face.
Yes, yeah, original face. That's the original face. If he was not sharing with anyone, okay, that is the original face. Okay, since we had a problem, but he didn't share any personal related or confidential matter to anyone, because he is keeping our friendship trust or not only friendship, we can take the family member also, or maybe colleagues or whoever it is. So this type of scenario I have came through in some areas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf. So this is where we get into stress actually. I would like to go back to DTM Muthukumar and Toastmaster Yusuf's subject is that when things happen unexpected, then we get into stress actually. When things are going on your own. For example, Toastmaster Yusuf, he had a situation wherein he had job-related issues, health issues. So that is where the stress starts mounting actually, So during that time, Toastmaster Yusuf could have understood who is a real friend, who really supported him, who stood with him during the testing times. Only you really know. So when we see different type of people in different stages of life, the stress automatically increases. I've gone through a stressful situation last year, for example, like people who were with me have really, betrayed me or stabbed me behind actually. That I was not expecting it to happen. Be it a Toastmasters or a personal life, it all happened during that particular period. And this was very stressful for me actually. So if you sum up all people do carry different faces actually. And like what DTM Muthukumaran rightly mentioned during the speech of Toastmaster Yusuf, is that how do you overcome that? You might see people with different faces, different attitude, different approach, whereas you have been, sidelined or you have been affected. It is for you to overcome that, and you shouldn't, look into. I mean, the expectation shouldn't be higher. Actually. The more the expectation you have with people, then your perspective change and you'll get disappointed. I think we have a subject, right? We have almost concluded here with a subject which we connected all the points, all the dots where we are connected. Maybe we can craft a speech, and if anybody wants to take up it as a project, actually, I would be very much happy to take up actually this particular project itself. If anybody wants to take up Toastmaster Sugatini, if you are willing, I'll help you out in preparing a speech. All you need to do is bring in some personal experience wherein you had gone through, not necessarily that the family members or somewhere where you have been seeing people differently, could be positive or negative, and how it really affected you and how you had overcome putting all these things together. I think we have a little bit in a confusion stage today. Now we had at least cleared certain things. We have brought in some light here, but this is how you need to really put forth your point. Actually, you need to take a key point, view around it, and bring it to the speech, and then knock out which is not necessary. Add stronger points, and you need to bring in SPSP. There are more sessions to come. We will really work out. Since time is running out, actually, now I take up the role of the general evaluator. I'm not waiting for Toastmaster Vinod. I immediately shift to general evaluator. First of all, let me call upon Toastmaster Damodaran to give the time taken by the speaker and the table topic commentators, please.
Okay. One second. I have many sheets. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Yusuf took 22 minutes. 22 minutes and 12 seconds. And for this table topics,
can we have the time taken by the table topic commentators also, please?
Yes, table topics, Toastmaster Sugantini took 1 minute 03 seconds, and DTM Salim took 1 minute 44 seconds, and DTM Muthukumaran took 1 minute 50 seconds. So all the table topic speakers reached their time, and then for the prepared speech also within the time. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Damodaran. With this, I request DTM Muthukumaran to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Yusuf's speech. Please join me in welcoming to DTM Muthukumaran.
Thank you, General Evaluator Salim. First of all, let me congratulate Yusuf for having faced those stressful situations in the last summer. And I hope and pray to God that he never comes across those situations ever in his life. So on that note, let me review what is the main purpose of this project. The purpose of this project is to give a 18 to 22 minutes speech at a professional level speaker. I would underline that word, professional level speaker. Now, it also says in the guidelines that you must return your speech, discuss with the VP Education, identify the focus of your project, and develop visual aids if you intend to use them. And these are the key parameters in which the speech was expected to be drafted. Now, my first recommendation to Toastmaster Yusuf, while you had a beautiful platform, which is your real life story, what happened last summer, did you deliver it in a professional way? Now, in my view, the delivery was on a more of a casual conversational mode. As if you are speaking to a group of friends, what happened last summer, how you had a problem in the quarantine in 14 days, how your family left, how you felt stressful. But when you see a professional speaker on a stage, he would have used different tone variations, vocal variety, modulation of tone, to give a powerful punch in his speech. I would recommend you please revisit the fundamentals of what you have learned in the earlier speeches, how to add and convert this speech into a powerful delivery mode. That's my first recommendation. Second recommendation is that when you brought in the slides, that was almost towards the fag end of the project. So while you went on talking about what happened, it's absolutely fine with me. But the thing is, the interjection of the visual aids towards the end doesn't add much credibility. Probably you should have brought the visual aids probably at the 6th or 8th minute at least. Bringing them at the around 17th minute, it is a distraction rather than aiding your speech. That's my personal view. And third recommendation is that even in that presentation, like for example, you said time is a stress factor, right? And then you narrated some solution to that way, how to handle that. That itself could have been part of the slide presentation. You say, for example, time, how environmental stress. You mentioned that, but you also attempted to give the solutions to each one of those stresses. So ideally, I would have preferred that the solutions also were incorporated in the slide presentation. So these are some of my basic recommendations. I would discuss with you in a happy mode, or if you would like to call me personally during the weekend to go through far more details. I'll be happy to help you on this.
Sure.
With that note, please remember it's a level 5. So you need to present to the audience a differentiated approach to project delivery where you show professionalism.
Sure.
With those recommendations, I hand over the control back to the General Evaluator, DT Mohammed Salim.
Thank you very much, DT Muthukumaran, for that elaborate evaluation. Let me just clarify, Toastmaster Astan, because it's not my duty, whether the evaluator has given ample feedback on this actually. First, you need to understand what a professional speaker is actually. That is, you need to really catch up on that point actually. You understand what is a professional speaker and a amateur speaker?
Yes, sir, I hope so.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, I hope so.
No. You know, what is the definition of a professional speaker? Just I'm asking you.
Okay.
Yeah. The definition, it's in simple words, is that I need to pay Yusuf to listen to his speech. That's a professional speech. You understood, right? Now, will I invite you? If you implement all these recommendations, you will be a star speaker and a keynote speaker where we will be having on stress management, and you will be a paid speaker actually. And I would be happy to invite you. You got the point? Because you have chosen a wonderful subject. And you started very well. Like if you put in all the recommendations by DTM Muthukumaran, and I'm sure if you put these things, you will be a professional speaker. And I would be happy to invite in one of the forums where you would be doing a keynote speech. This is something which I really want to see you over there actually. So this is where we differentiate between amateur and a professional speaker. To be very honest, actually, I am not paid even today as a speaker because people don't consider me professional, or I don't take that seriously as a professional speaker. So the objective of every speaker is one day to become a professional speaker. That's the objective, and I'm sure you will be successful one day. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank DTM Muthukumaran actually for such a wonderful, elaborate explanation and evaluation. It is not an evaluation actually. It is something what he has seen over the years on how professional speakers have evolved actually. Recently, I've been watching one of the Swamiji's speech, who has been from the, I don't remember his name, and how eloquently he has been, giving speeches with the subject which you have heard several times. This is how you have to incorporate some real life incidents, some humor. Surely you will make it up. Now, thank you very much to the speaker and the evaluator. Can I call upon Toastmaster Damodaran to give the time taken by the individual evaluator, DT Muthukumaran?
Good evening once again, sir. DTM Muthukumaran took 2 minutes 02 seconds for his evaluation, and
It
it
speaks
is within
volume
the time.
actually. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Damodaran. Thank you for giving wonderful timing. With this, actually, I would like request continue Damodaran to give his report on the grammarian and the R counter. If you have noted down, just give a brief on.
Good evening once again, sir.
Great.
As a grammarian, I have counted the word of the day used by the speakers. Toastmaster Vinod used the word of the day surplus 3 times. Toastmaster Yusuf used it 3 times. And if anybody used it, if I missed out, then it might be because of I'm juggling the roles here and there. Then regarding,
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I think Toastmaster Sugandhani used the word of the day. Did you use that?
No, I didn't use.
Yeah, okay. So I believe I haven't used. So I think two of our speakers, the speaker and the TMOD, have used the word surplus. Thank you very much. Now, is there anything, did I miss it out?
the R counter.
Yes, sir, please continue, sir.
Yes. As an R counter, I have seen our members using the crutch words and the pause. And I say Toastmaster Yusuf used 5 times R, and Toastmaster Vinod 5 times, and Toastmaster Sugandhani 2 times, and DTM Salim used R 1 time and 1 time.
Okay, that was not I was yarning actually. Thank you.
And
Thank you very much, Toastmaster.
actually, sir, quickly, I forgot to inform regarding the good usage and the some grammar. So the good usage is to sow the seed and nurture it and enjoy the fruit. And then it is a sentence like, I had a COVID. You can say, I got COVID. I felt like, instead of I felt like, I felt like. We can damage, the good usage is, we can damage today by worrying about tomorrow. That is the end of the report, sir, and over to you.
Thank you very much. Let me summarize the entire meeting actually. Since we started with 7 members, we successfully completed with 6 members, and DTM Muthukumaran has signed off now. We still have 5 members actually. Really shows how enthusiastic our members are. Now, to start with Toastmaster Vinod, actually, I really envy a person with such enthusiasm. I mean, I have not seen such a Toastmaster with initial stages taking up so much of responsibilities. He really is the showstopper today actually, because with his costume, with the background, really he made wonders. Now, talking about Toastmaster Damodaran, multiple roles, multiple responsibilities in the meeting, before the meeting, it's extraordinary. Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf. You did a wonderful job today. Now, talking about Toastmaster Sugandhani, it's a new thing to see Toastmaster Sugandhani cracking jokes. And it was really refreshing jokes. It's not some jokes which we have heard earlier, something which she has brought in innovative. Now, this meeting really proves that, yes, we as EXCOM, if we stay strong, the members will also join. They will also, prosper. Actually, our objective is not that we senior Toastmasters only prosper, whereas we want the members also to prosper, and we want you all as members to prosper in Adhari Toastmasters. So with this, actually, I would, before I hand over control to Toastmaster Vinod, thank you very much for all of you for attending this meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback. Some of the summer memories are mango, watermelon, ginger coconut, fresh juice, ice cream, vacation, beach walk, cooling glass, boat ride, swimming, flamingo, etc., etc. I hope hereafter meeting number 4, 5, 6 will also add in a summer diary memories. Thank you, and over to you, President.
Thank you very much once again for having here. I think we are on a little bit delayed 10 minutes. Despite having a little goals, we still managed the 2 hour complete 2 hour session actually. It's because of your contribution. So thank you very much for being here. And I would like to adjourn this 456 meeting. I will coordinate with Toastmaster Anjana for the next session. We will try to have next session on the second week of August. We'll have some theme meeting, maybe independence. We can really think about the theme and we can work it out. With this, actually, I would like to adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much. You can have dinner at your home. Good night.
Group photo.
Group photo, yes.
Yeah, why not? Yes. Who is taking the group photo? I think Toastmaster Vinod actually has to blow up this picture actually of yours and put it in the Facebook. And so who is clicking the photograph?
Yeah. Say thumbs up and
Is it done, sir?
smile, please. I'll remove my background. Excuse me.
You can have a Goa picture background. Send it to your wife. Then it will be very interesting.
Okay, once again, thumbs up, please. Smile. Yeah, one more. Yes, once again. Yes, one more. Smile. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.